Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of According to MzShellz. And it is your friend, your love, your girl, MzShellz. Today is another lovely, wonderful day to celebrate. Guess what? It's National Parents Day. Yes, sir. And ma'am, it is your day if you are a parent. And so I have chosen one of the elites, and all parents are elites, so don't think I'm minimizing you as a parent. And I have with me today Miss Tanika J Baker. She's a part of a two-part couple called the Bakers, who are raising two glorious princesses called Kaliah and Asara, and they both are having a blast. Because guess what? She decided to chronicle the journey of these lovely daughters in this book called Mommy, My Hair Nice? And of course, we're going to talk about the book. We're going to talk about parenting. We're going to talk about whatever else she has going on over there in her little nest. And so, Miss Tanika, welcome to my channel. Good day. How are you?
Hey. I'm doing fabulous. Thank you. And thanks for having me on your show, MzShellz. It's just
Yes,
wonderful to be
ma'am.
here and to really be, have this opportunity to share with you and your viewers. So thanks for having me.
Yes, yes. And so we also want to say shout out to Mr. Baker himself, who is not here, but we still want to honor him as it's today's National Parents Day. And all parents out there, you are superstars. Yes, I know your kids love the different superheroes, the different Mr. Incredibles, Mrs. Incredibles, but you are their superheroes. And we just want to say shout out to all you parents out there, and we are about to dive into this journey of the bakers. Okay, all right. So, Mr. Nika, tell us a little bit about you as it relates to your journey as a parent. What's like a day in the life of the bakers? Nothing too specific, but just give us a little idea of what's the day like.
So, like I said before, thanks for having me. Unfortunately, Marlon is in a meeting, so he's not able to join. But it's so funny that we should be having this conversation now because last Friday I did celebrate my first daughter's ninth birthday. That's Kaliah. And this ninth birthday, actually for me, represents my ninth year anniversary as a first time parent. So, it's just fantastic. And it's just a wonderful thing, being a parent. And I don't want to, just go on and on because, we are very conscious of, other people who might want to be parents, but have challenges doing so. But for those of us who, the Lord has favored and we have, been able to have those kids, it's just something that is absolutely incredible. Kids are just phenomenal. They keep you on your toes. Listen, we talk about the sass, it's here. We talk about energy, it's here. We talk about just life and it's here. Just Marlon and myself, it's just a challenge, just it's just you learn and you grow so much, and it's just a fantastic and phenomenal journey just watching the kids as they evolve. And it's not just them that evolve, it's us as well, right? Because as parents, for each journey that they make, we make it with them. And so it's just being a fantastic journey. So Kaliah is 9 and Asara is 6, and they keep us going every day. They're on break now for the last year and a half. They've been doing their studies online.
Mhm.
And so we've not only been parenting, we've been part-time teaching, right? The teachers online have been absolutely fantastic. It just amazes me the kind of energy that they bring every day and the enthusiasm that they carry every day just to try to keep the kids engaged and learning. But in the midst of that, we have had to recognize and really own our own responsibility of, picking up where we know that technology would not allow for like that whole fulsome kind of learning environment. So it's been a journey and then some. The girls are on break now, so I feel like a bad mommy, but hallelujah. It was a grueling, very grueling, schedule. And so we're just taking a breather.
Mm-hmm.
They are doing some tutoring where we think they need it. Asara really needs to catch up a bit on her reading. She is on par with, where she should be based on her age, but I think, she can use a little bit of help. And Kaliah, we're using a tutor as well to get her some more understanding of math. So that's where we are right now. But yeah, 9 years and counting.
Oh, awesome, awesome, awesome. So, quick question. In the midst of, you said it was a really, you have all the energy, all the sats, everything is power packed in your home. What do you do at the end of the day to just do self care? Because I always love to talk about self care on my channel. What's that one thing you do to say, I'm going to just, it's mommy time, it's Tanika's time? What's that one thing you go to all the time just for relaxing to get your zen and so on and so forth?
Truth is, so for me, it's kind of hard to have that self-care moment. And I'm trying to, I've been a part of this group, the Goal Accelerators Club with Nicole McLaren Campbell. She's in Jamaica, and she had a speaker, Lysandra, last week, Friday, and I really had to join that session. I was on vacation with my kids, but I really had to join that session. And I think a lot of the things that I've been using or, catching on as self-care really wasn't, because I'm all about family, because you work full time, you're always about taking care of the family and so on, that the lines between what's about the family and what's about you as a parent, as a mother, as a father becomes so blurred that you often kind of get caught in the middle and not realize that you need to have some you time. And so for me, that really is about curling up and sitting down and reading, probably having a glass of red wine, or just probably just chilling and watching a movie. And I typically do that, like, I say, to be perfectly honest, whenever I get the opportunity. And the last time was this Saturday. I'm like, listen, my time, it's just my time. And I zoned out and I read a book I started reading over a year ago. And I did not stop for the entire night until I finished it. It was just fantastic. It was just fantastic. So that's my go-to, just having some moments to just read.
Yes, good for you, good for you, and really try to channel that and as best as you can. And I'm looking forward to hear what other book you end up reading.
Or writing.
Oh, we're gonna get there too. I was gonna say that.
Yes, or writing. That's an issue too, right?
Okay, so you mentioned Kaliah, you mentioned Astaria. Was there a moment that you found yourself saying, I'm sounding like my own mom or my own dad, whether you or your husband had that moment, and what was what was that moment?
It's so funny. I think as Jamaican parents, it typically comes down to when you're scolding the child, right? we hear ourselves, and sometimes you sit down and you're so amazed and you say to yourself, did I used to do that? And you're like, yeah, we did do that. So I think it's as they've grown and they've gotten more opinionated and more expressive and more interested in decisions that are being taken and or not being taken for that matter. So for example, the latest conversation we continue to have is that they think that, oh, we should be in Jamaica, we should. And I'm like, yeah, but we're here, And they're like, well, that was your decision, not ours. So I genuinely think that, over time, it's really just seeing ourselves reflected in them as kids and just recalling, to mind that we were here. And, whenever you acted out or whenever you sounded off, this is exactly what your parents used to sound like, watch your mouth. But we do encourage them to kind of own their space and to express themselves, just to be mindful that there's still that parent-child relationship, so you do so respectfully. And so yeah, it's just like that place.
And I must say that I remember there's a memory I had as I was getting ready for this. We Tanika and I are friends for quite some years. And
Already.
I went back, just this is early days. I think Kaliah was the only one around yet at that time. And we went somewhere together and we were returning home. And I don't remember what she was saying, but you quickly identified where that mood or that energy was coming from. And you're like, come, and you got her to come over in your lap, even though we're driving. And you're like, I understand why you're behaving like this because mom is like this too. And you walked her through, and you just got her to just settle down some as we continued our journey. It was really far we were going, but I think there was some uneasiness on her side, and I really saw that coming out too, with you in the book. That what you call it? It's like it's a mentoring, soothing side to your parenting style, I would say. And as I was
Yes.
reading your book, that memory got triggered because I'm like, yep, I could almost see this whole thing coming up. And I really didn't want to start talking about the book so early, but we're talking about these two lovely girls. And I'm just going to say, right, and I'm going to put a plug right in. She has a community, and whether it's both virtual as well as persons in her
True.
thing. And
A whole community.
I'm gonna read. I'm jumping back and forth, but I want to read what I'm gonna read. But you have this nice community, and as I watch from a distance and see everybody talking about the book, or you just share a little fun. Like I was looking at a video with them opening this box, and you're like, "What is this?" And one is the helper, and one is the doer, and so their dynamics is quite
yes.
and so tell us real quick. I know we're not at to the end. I like to do it at the end, but right now I think it's a good place. I mentioned the community. Talk to us about not only the community you have online, but a little bit about the community you have around your duo, your dynamic four.
Well, as cliche as it sounds, it's still a truth. It takes a village. And whether that village or that community is virtual or very present and immediate, it's something that we can't and should never overlook. And I have to say that 9 years back and coming to this year, it has really been something that has been, I think, been made easier for me, and quite an experience for me because of the people I have around me, whether it was while I was in Jamaica or while I've been here. There have been some phenomenal people around me who have positively impacted the lives of my kids, even this journey of parenting my parents, Marlon's parents, older people, I tend to talk about my girlfriends. and one would be amazed to know that some of these girlfriends are, way older than I am, as much as 50 something, 60 something, but that's what it looks like. And so you have a really wonderful blend of people, people who are fun and exciting like yourself, people who are spiritually connected again like yourself. Their godparents, Nicole Brown is Gianna's godmother, Diane Chambers is Gianna's, is Amira's godmother, and they're both phenomenal people who, you know, keep connected with the girls. They're godfathers as well. They do not miss a beat. They're here for everything. And, you know, since the pandemic and we've not been able to connect the way we used to, everyone is online since we've been here. You know, we've met people like Marvia, Camille, you know, even our neighbors. Everyone is really, really just so, you know, supportive. And we try to extend that to them as well, because it's, you know, this journey of life really is about, you know, being there for others as much as they are there for you, or even if they aren't there for you, to just extend ourselves and to just, you know, teach our kids that life is really about people. You know, it's really about people. It's about relationships. It's about navigating a space that really has you learning about life in a very meaningful and profound way so that you can be a better person.
Awesome. And we just wanted to say shout out not only to parents today, as it's, but to the godparents, you know, those,
Yes.
and even adopted parents, their parents. We just want to say, keep up this job that you are doing of raising the next generation, no matter how old they are or how young they are, because even as this person say, okay, they're 18 or 20, they'll always need their parent. They'll always need
Yes.
that shoulder to lean on. And so we just want to say congratulations, shout out to the parents, whether you're new or old, that's it, quote unquote.
Listen, in parenting, every day it's new.
Exactly,
These kids are
exactly.
so unpredictable. It's new every day, right?
Every day is new. And as I was talking about this, some of the videos I saw with you, I think the one that made my day was this one with them on the bed, and I think there you did like a slow motion. Oh,
Oh, listen,
and I'm like, okay, what's happening next? What's happening?
like I said,
I was
every
crying.
day is something new. I have no idea where that came from. I picked up my phone and I was scrolling through and I came across it. So
It was
they
done
did
by
that.
somebody else.
They did that all by themselves. I think they figured
Oh,
out that there's this feature on the phone that allows them to do things in slow motion. So they took turns. One did the one and the other did the other. And I think they might have intended, based on the conversation I heard thereafter, they had intended to delete it. But I found it so funny and so cute. And the interesting thing, it was that it was the same day that school, you know, closed for the holidays. So I'm
mhm,
like, oh my goodness, here we go. Here we go. But yeah, they figure things out, they do things, and you know, technology I think has allowed this generation and the ones to come to be, you know, so creative, so, you know, such broad thinkers. Like we're trying to catch up, we're trying to keep up. That's all I can say.
oh my God, because I saw it and I was like, wow, Tanika, this is awesome. I was like,
Mm-mm, I can't take any credit. It was 100% organic, had
oh my
nothing,
goodness.
absolutely nothing to do with me other than that I shared it. It was so hilarious. Yeah, Marlon and I came across it.
Because I was like hanging on to my seat, say, okay, okay, what are they gonna do now? What's
Mm,
next? And so, ladies and gentlemen, as I talked about this community, as I watch um, the girls building their desks for school, or sunbathing their dolls, or taking a swing, or taking a swim, it just really, I just wanted to say, you know, shout out not only to the bakers, the village that's around them, and all the different persons who have influenced these young ladies' lives. So no, this awesome lady is a author, and I was like so excited. I mean, guess what, people? This young lady was always in communication. She's always writing something, always have to speak on someone's behalf. So I'm so happy now that she's able to zone in and do something that's for not only for herself, but for building a legacy for her family. And so listen to this. I found that this part of the story, I'm going to read an excerpt from the story that we're talking about now. It formed the crux of what we as Black women consider our hair. So this young lady is in a situation, and we're gonna have the mom tell us all about it, where the discussion is about her hair. And of course, we know we don't like nobody coming and touching our hair, but okay, that's for another topic. All right, I had to just slide at it. So this is a quote from the book. Our hair is amazing. Our hair is beautiful. Our hair is strength. Our hair is courage. Our hair is black. Our hair is acceptance. And our hair is us. And it continues. So get the book. Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Kozy Korner. She's gonna tell you. Oh, I had memorized some of them, but not all of them. So this I thought was, I said, yep, right there. That's it. If someone wanted to point out or outline or highlight something about the Black woman, whether young or old, um, her hair. That's where it was right there. I was like, yep, this is it right here. She nailed it on the head. So tell us about this journey of this. Is would you consider it a novel? It's more like a
It's really a children's book, I think,
children's
but
book.
it's
It's a children's book, but I feel like
it's a children's story, but it's grounded in truth, and it's 100%
life.
reflective of something that I think continues to, I won't say haunt, but it continues to be something that we have to address. It's practically timeless in my opinion, right? And for us to be having this conversation in a very woke society,
Right.
it really does beg the question of when will it stop? And I think to the extent that it doesn't, the thing to do is really to speak openly about it and to empower our kids, to put them at a place where they are very comfortable and confident and really assured of who they are, so that when this type of narrative comes to them, they're fully equipped to respond to it in
Mhm.
with the kind of brevity that this kind of situation often requires. So like I said, the story is quite true. It happened some while back, probably about 3 or so years back, but it's something that stayed with me for a very long time because, as you can see, my hair is 100% nappy,
Right.
and I am quite happy with it,
I
right?
know, right? I decided to
With
just
our nappy,
style, well, pretty much kept it natural too.
right? And it's just one of those things that um we've and it's not just something that's happening in North America, right? It's happening everywhere. It
Everywhere.
happened in Jamaica, it happens everywhere because there's the whole context that we have to consider of why there's even this great kind of differentiation about who is who, whose skin color looks this way and who is, right? And I won't get into that. But I'll just say that, when it happened, it really struck me when we had that discussion. And, the fact that she felt like someone didn't pull to her because they thought her hair was different and it didn't look good. And she was very, very conscious about it in the beginning, because you're in a classroom and there are very few people that looks like you, right? And so you tend to stand out, and that kind of circumstance can be very intimidating for anyone. And I think it gets even harder when you're a child, and so I don't think necessarily that it's something that was meant to be harmful or injurious because it was a child who said it, right? But I think it needed to be addressed because we're very aware that this is something that continues into adulthood. And so for me as a mom, and Marlon and I had discussed it. It was just a matter of how do we address this, and so I did address it with Kaliah, and I spoke to her, and I'm like, listen, this is who we are. There's nothing that's going to change, and we have a very long history of being picked on, of being bullied, of being enslaved, of being everyone looks at us, and it's just one of those things where you have to be very, very sure of who you are, and this is who you are, and there's nothing to be ashamed of about who you are. And so it's just wonderful to see how she has really gravitated towards embracing her Black, her hair, just everything, and her little sister just follows suit. So
right. I was just gonna say that even
yes,
in the story,
yes,
you could tell that the message was for one, but the second one received it as well.
yes,
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 yes.
yes.
Awesome. That's awesome. So I remember, so ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 year that my dear friend has written this book. And I remembered like a month in, you got a bestseller award. Tell us about that.
It
That best,
wasn't actually an award, it was just a bestseller ranking on
okay.
Amazon. And to be perfectly honest, that ranking continued for about 3 or 4 months into, the release. And it's something that I was really, really blown away about. It was something that it really surprised me. And I remember Marlon and I had discussed it because we drafted this book. I discussed it with him when it, came home to me that this is something that we really should be talking about. And we sat on that manuscript for the better part of maybe 4 or 5 months, because we knew that opening up this conversation would require us also opening up our personal lives. And it's something that we were a little bit wary of. And so, we went back and forth on it a little bit. How do we really want to, position this? And so, it took us some time. It took us some time, but we did decide to go forward with it. And we were just simply amazed by the response that we got, not just from people who identified as Black, but people who identified as white, people who identified as Indigenous, people who identified as, part of the LGBTQ community, people who just found a message, and said that, this is something that we really should be talking about. And, we've done a few readings with some classroom students, and it's just wonderful to listen to the kids. So and funny enough, it's not just Black women's hair, but Black men's hair too that
I was
sparks. I'm telling you, child, I'm telling you.
Oh my
I
God.
was sitting on gold and did not know.
The men do boom, and yep.
Yep. And there were some people from, kids from the Sikh community who wear their headwear, and, Muslim kids as well who identified with it, who wear their hijab. And so it's just was very amazing, the kind of response and the fact that people saw their own story reflected in this. Though we set out to have a very specific conversation, it resounded so much, the message there about acceptance, about embracing differences, about seeing beauty in being different, was just embraced by everyone. And we're very thankful that we could add something positive to a conversation that needs really to take place. So
That's good. That's good. So, as we continue to think about celebrations, and we talk about your ranking, and we talk about 1 year being in your as an author, and I know this is not the first or the last, but we're just going to take a moment to just say congratulations, my dear friend.
congrats, thank you, thank
Our
you.
first children's book, and many more come your way. All right.
Thank you, cheers.
All right, that's what we do here on my channel. We celebrate lives, the moment, and so
Yeah.
moment in her life, in her journey. The Bakers, I love. That's my title. Yes, sir and ma'am.
Wonder
So
what we're
I'm
baking
happy that
next, eh?
everybody's still tuned in. Could you quickly, before we even talk some more about your writing process, tell the watcher, tell my viewers how they can follow you on the different social media handles, how they can purchase the book, because we're talking about the book. And unfortunately, I bought the e-version, and I didn't. I'm gonna go and get the hard copy so I could
We
see.
got the hookup.
Oh,
We
yeah, you
got
have
the
it.
hookup.
No, that's the hard copy, my sister. All right,
So
tell us about.
so I'm on I have two Instagram accounts. I'm there as myself, as a mom, as the author, and then I'm there with an account for Kaliah and Asara. So for me it's Ami AMI.GGGIGA Ma. That's Amira and Gia's mama. Um on Instagram. So that's Ami.GGMA. And for the book account, it's Growing Up with Kaliah and Asara. Also on Facebook with Growing Up with Kaliah and Asara. In terms of where you can get the book to purchase, we're on Instagram. Sorry, we're on Amazon worldwide, Amazon worldwide. So wherever you are, you can get a copy of the book. It's on Barnes and Noble. It's on Chapters Indigo. It's on the Book Depository as well as the Bookshop. So get your copy. It's available in the Kindle. On Amazon, it's available in hardcover as well as paperback.
Mhm. All right, awesome guys. So get yourselves plugged in. Show them the copy again. I'm gonna definitely go again and get the hard copy.
And I have to say thanks to my wonderful friend Wade
Illustrator. I was
Williams.
gonna shout him out too, girl. Because
Yes,
even on
he
the ebook, it was just so vivid. I'm like, wow. I'm like, shout out to this illustrator. So I have to say to myself, note to self. You
he
got to
is a phenomenal, he's so talented, so gifted. I've known Wade for maybe 15, 16 years. Yeah. So, when this idea came up, it just seemed so natural to work with him. He knows me, he knows my family,
right.
and I think he was able to capture our essence really, really, so genuinely.
100%. Fire,
Um,
fire. And then when I was picking
yeah,
up it, like I was like looking in, even though it's a drawing, you feel like you're like it's a face to face encounter. It was
yeah,
jumping off my screen. I'm like, wow, shout out to
yeah.
I had
He
to
did
go
a
to
phenomenal job.
Instagram.
He does
So I was
absolutely wonderful work, and I just look forward to working with him again on my next project.
okay, awesome. So tell us about that. What's up your sleeve? You may not be able to tell us the nitty gritty.
So let's just say there's a lot up the sleeves, and I'm just trying to really get myself in a position that I can deliver it all.
Mhm.
So like I said, I committed myself to really helping to tell the stories of our kids. Some of it is just about growing up, which is why, it's a series, Growing Up with Kaliah and Asara. So the title of the book might change, but the series will be just that, Growing Up with Kaliah and Asara. And um, the conversations that will really come out in this book or the series hereafter will just be reflective of their life, their experiences. Some of them will have similar thoughts coming up as what was expressed in this first book. Um, Others of them just kids having fun, having new experiences. We're a Black family from the tropics settling down in Canada, which we all know has its very,
Yep.
is known for its brutal winters, right?
Mhm.
So how do we really settle in and have, make use of this wonderful opportunity, really settling in the community, the different experiences we have, the different people we have. And so those are really going to be reflected in the book. But coming up, I actually did just sign back with Tellwell. I did sign back with Tellwell for books 2 and 3. So I'm going through the process of that now.
I've never read them, but it looks as if they did a phenomenal job.
They did.
Because I
They
mean,
did.
instead of getting ready, it was, and I'm happy it was an actual paper. I was like from cover to cover, picking out little things, and I'm like, I like this publishing company. I mean, I've never heard about them before, but it seemed like they did a good
Yeah.
job and stuff like that. So,
They did a really great job, and I was pleased with their work, and it was really good working with them. So, it kind of was natural that I went back with them.
all right. So now to the publisher. Woot, 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 woot. Okay, so I need you to give someone out there, whether it's the genre of children, whether it's whatever, they're thinking about writing maybe their book, they're thinking about writing something, a blog, give them one word of advice.
Do it.
You, all right,
Do
on your
it.
next shoes.
Get it done. You know what? Procrastination and fear, it really keeps you grounded for a very long time. But I'm telling you two things. One, start. Two, tell someone. And I say that because when you tell someone, and don't just tell anyone, tell somebody in your village, tell somebody in your community, because when you have started that journey, the people who are true to you will keep you true to yourself. Because the question, there's a certain level of accountability that they will come back to you to say, so where are you with this thing? When are we gonna see it? Do it. You should absolutely. And I am telling you, I have a friend, I met her when I came here, Sarah Wilbur. She's a co-worker of mine. And I remember when I discussed it with her, she's like, Tanika, you absolutely, absolutely should do this. And I have to say, she has really been she's one of my cheerleaders. She's a part of the cheering squad. So she's like, so when are you so what's happening? And she's like, and it's one of those things. And one of the things I'd also recommend is to find someone who has done it before. So you have
like a coach.
Good information. Yes, you have good information coming to you from someone who has gone through the process, who has, learned a few things that they can share with you, the do's, the don'ts, the things to look out for, the things that you absolutely, absolutely need to be mindful of. Do your research, right? But I think the most important thing to do is to actually start the process. So if you have a dream, if you have, something that continues to burn within you that you think you need to share with the rest of the world, I absolutely, absolutely encourage you to just get it started, get it done. Talk to people, do your research, see what would be involved, what would you be willing to do to get it done, and do it.
Awesome. And life has been wonderful as you started your journey. And as we even begin to wrap up and we think about this special day again for parents, we just wanted to say, parents, keep up the good job. It's not necessarily a paid job, and sometimes you'd feel like, oh, there's no gratitude back. But we just want to say thank you for all that you do as parents, guys, and keep up the wonderful job. I also wanted to say thank you so much, Tanika, for coming by.
Pleasure. It's a
And
pleasure.
sharing with us your journey. And we just want you to just, from me, give those lovely princesses a big kiss. And
I for sure will.
Baker himself, the village, the illustrator, the publisher. Just wanted to say thank you so much, all of you, for doing your part in making this dream a reality for Tanika and Marlon. Looking forward to see more on the series, whether it's on Instagram or
It's coming.
and the growing of that those little posts you'll put through.
It's coming.
I'm rooting for you. Okay, I'm rooting for you. Thank you so much for making it according to MzShellz, Miss Baker. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode, this Parents' Day, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you so much Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And of course, don't forget to take care of you because there's only one you. You're number one. Yes. All right. Have a lovely rest of your day, guys. God bless. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right.